During the dating process, a lot of women don't like to ask questions because they want to feel like they're okay with everything. And whatever you do, and it's all right, it don't make no difference as long as when you're with me, you treat me well, da-da-da-da. And I think that might have been a little problematic for my marriage.
When MC Lyte divorced her ex-husband, John White, many people claimed the marriage had lasted longer than they expected, since their photos often suggested that neither seemed genuinely invested in the relationship. Allegedly, MC Lyte and her ex were living a double life, and some even admitted they were surprised she had married a man at all. This raised questions. Was her sexuality the real reason behind their irreconcilable differences, or did adultery play a role, with John stepping out? For context, MC Lyte and John first connected on Match.com, and in August 2017, they tied the knot in Jamaica. However, just 3 years later, in 2020, Lyte filed for divorce citing irreconcilable differences. Despite being legally married for 3 years, reports suggest they had actually separated within the first 5 months. Lyte later opened up about the split, admitting the process was far from easy. She confessed that, at first, she was completely distraught, explaining how a crumbling marriage often comes with a desperate attempt to make it work for yourself, followed by the added pressure to make it work for everyone else, family and friends included, who had been invested, especially those who had witnessed their lavish Montego Bay wedding. Ultimately, however, she came to the painful realization that the marriage simply wasn't going to last.
I think in the very beginning, I was very distraught. I feel like there are phases whenever a relationship is ending, whether you're married or not. So it's that first phase, like, oh my God, I gotta make this work for us. Then it's like, oh my God, I gotta make it work for everybody else involved, the family, if there are children, people who flew all the way to wherever to see you all get married. And then you get to a point where like, you know what, this ain't working, it doesn't matter. And what really matters is that we both end up in a happy place.
She also explained that when the press first caught wind of the story, many assumed she was already divorced. In reality, she clarified that she had only just filed and was still in the middle of the process at that time. Lyte admitted that it was tough in the beginning, but eventually she came to understand that happiness doesn't always mean staying together, and that a failed marriage doesn't mean you are a failure. According to her, holding on often has more to do with ego than with love, and real strength comes from being able to let go. For Lyte, the goal was no longer forcing a broken marriage to work, but ensuring that both she and her ex could find peace and happiness apart. She also revealed that the divorce process stretched over 3 years because John was reportedly hesitant to sign the papers. Even though Lyte kept the details of the divorce private, rumors swirled that her husband had been living a double life and cheating on her. Some sources even claimed that John was plotting to Tinder swindle her and get his hands on her hard-earned money. When Lyte filed for divorce, speculation grew that her ex was trying to take her assets. While she never went into the gritty details of why they split, she did take the time to shut down those internet rumors, making it clear that John White was not after her coins. In a 2023 Instagram post, she wrote that her divorce was not a battle and that White never tried to take her assets. She also addressed the subject during an interview with The Breakfast Club, where she explained that the majority of her earnings came from touring. Reflecting on her early career, she admitted, "When I started touring is when I started making money, and then I got a house. But without budgeting or anything, by the time I furnished the house, I had nothing to cover my windows with. So I had to put sheets up in the windows and have my manager stop by and be okay with that scene. It wasn't until I went back out on the road the next time that I was able to finish the house." She added that although there is so much money in the music business, it comes with highs and lows, and she can only hope that the younger generation handles their finances wisely. In the same interview, Lyte also revealed that despite selling more than 1 million records, she had not received fair compensation when it came to publishing royalties.
Did you get any money from, because you sold millions of records, did you get any of that publishing royalties, anything back then?
Slightly, but nothing like, I should have, yeah. I mean, this is a treacherous game. And what's interesting is on the internet now is like every nook and cranny you can see truth being told, which is...
Really? Truth?
Well, yeah, you got some people that are just like, look, this is how the record deal works.
Oh, got you.
You know, which I think is really admirable of those people to kind of speak their truth.
Well, Lyte also revealed that she kept her full music catalog, all royalties, and personal assets thanks to a prenuptial agreement. She made it clear that her ex-husband never tried to take anything from her. In her words, "When the whole divorce thing happened, I just saw all this stuff saying he was trying to get this or I got to keep that. It's not that I got to keep anything, he was never trying to do that. We had a prenup. He's got his own stuff that I'm sure he was happy I didn't want any part of. We made an agreement very early on, and that was that." Lyte admitted she didn't like how the rumors took a turn online, but she wasn't surprised. Anything for clicks, people will say. She was just happy she could finally set the record straight. Still, that didn't stop people from whispering that John was living a double life and cheating on her. And let's be real, some folks said they were more surprised that Lyte married a man in the first place. For years, there have been rumors that MC Lyte is bisexual at best, and of course, speculation has always tied her to Queen Latifah. These two have always been close, and Lyte has openly said their bond was built on transparency and trust. She even called Latifah her sister and the Queen, praising her for changing the way female MCs handled business and reshaping how the world viewed women in hip-hop. In an Essence interview, Lyte recalled that from the very start they were inseparable. She had this vibrancy, Lyte said, adding that Latifah's artistic freedom came from her mother, who gave her wings to fly. But despite their sisterhood, fans couldn't help but speculate about intimacy between them. And with Queen Latifah, questions about her sexuality only grew after her on-screen roles. In the 1996 film Set It Off, Latifah played a tough, openly gay bank robber so convincingly that it fueled rumors off-screen. For years, Latifah chose not to address those whispers, which only added fuel to the fire about her and Lyte. Both women have actually been asked directly, and in a 2024 Breakfast Club interview, Lyte once again shut it down. She emphasized their friendship, saying it was rooted in trust, that they took care of each other, and that the idea of them being together never was right. Lyte admitted that at first, the chatter about her sexuality did bother her, but eventually she brushed it off, saying, "Okay, that's how you want to see me, fine. But that's not all of who I am." She acknowledged that yes, certain things may have happened in her life, but people were wrong to box her into a label. Being young in the industry meant constantly being pushed into roles or identities that weren't really her truth. Lyte even revealed that people often doubted she could look the way she did and still genuinely be into men. She insisted that deep down, she's far more traditional than most would guess. Her decision to marry came from a deep belief in the sanctity of marriage and partnership, and the failure of that union was devastating. Beneath her strong image was a woman who wanted love, stability, and the freedom to define herself beyond anyone else's narratives. And let's not forget, other rumors also tied Lyte to Jada Pinkett Smith. Yes, that Jada. Now, I can't confirm any of that, but what I can tell you is that the last time we checked, Lyte was happily dating tech professional Aaron Johnson. She hard-launched the relationship in early 2023, and insiders claimed Lyte believed she attracted him by becoming a better version of herself. She even admitted she was in love. But don't expect wedding bells just yet. Both Lyte and Aaron have already been through marriages and divorces, so they are taking things slow. Still, she teased that marriage is definitely on the table, just not something they are rushing toward. And here's where it gets juicy. Fans who remember her 1993 hit Roughneck might be shocked because Johnson is said to be the complete opposite of the bad boys she once rapped about. In fact, her family was stunned when they met him, calling him a ray of sunshine and the total opposite of her usual type. Lyte admitted she had to adjust to being with someone so different, but now she's loving the softer side of life he brings her. "Everything feels right on the inside," she confessed, and apparently the feeling is mutual. But, chilly, I don't know if they are still together, because Lyte has deleted a lot of their photos from Instagram. To make matters messier, in recent months, people have been louder than ever about her needing to be true to herself. Honestly, at this point, I don't know who was living the double life, her ex-husband or MC Lyte herself. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below.